So the next chapter that we have to study is eighth chapter, that is controlling. So we have in the previous classes we have been studying we studied about the different functions of planning, isn't it? So we studied about one chapter we studied about planning, functions of management, and there are 5 functions of management are there. That is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So this is the last function we can say. Okay. So we studied what is planning. Isn't it? What is planning? Huh? No answer. Planning means deciding in advance what is to be done. Isn't it? So we think before do, or see we say that we have to look before you leave. Okay. So that is there. Before we start anything, before we do anything, to give you a announcement. Okay. So we have to do whatever things. Before doing something, we have to plan it. You know, that is called planning. We have to think before what we are going to do. About that, we have to make a decision. Proper decisions have to be made. So that is called planning. Then organizing means that arranging the things and arranging the people according to the need. You know, so like organization structure, we have studied all these other things we study. Okay. Then after that, so that organizing is there, that we will arrange the things or the places. You know, so different positions are there, where the person has to work, or what should be the position, and what is the relationship between two people. You know, so like the manager. So who is the manager and whom he has to control, or who he has to take care. All these things are considered in the organizing. Then after that, there is a staffing. Okay, staffing means that appointing the people. See, if organizing means that you can see the arrangement of chairs here, isn't it? So there is a chair for the teacher, and there are chairs for the students to sit. So this kind of an arrangement is called organizing. Okay, but staffing means that you are coming and sitting there, means making a person to be seated there. Do you understand? So in an organization, making a position, that is called organizing. Okay, like for a teacher, and see one teacher is there, around 20 students are there, so that is the arrangement made. Okay, so one teacher, how much is the capacity of a teacher, or how much is he, if a manager is there, so there will be a manager and there will be employees working under him. So they will make arrangements, one particular place will be there where one manager will be there, another some 20 employees will be there. So that arrangement they will make. And after that they will fill up this post with the people. That is called staffing. Do you understand? So see now we are having less number of people, and see maximum we can up to 20 students can be there. But we are, how many are there? Only 10 are there. Half of the employees only are there. So staffing means, so if it is an organization and only 10 employees are there and 20 is supposed to be there, then what we have to do? Again we have to do recruitment has to be done. You know, we have to give advertisement, then people will come, apply, then we have to conduct an interview and select the person, appoint the person, then some 5 more seats will be filled. Then again there may be a vacancy for 5 people more. Then again they have to give application. They will be giving, again recruitment process will be conducted, then selection process will be conducted. After that they will appoint. So that if 20 people are there, then this will be over. And what happens after some time, when people will work for some time, then some people will leave the job. So they will not continue. Everyone is 20 are there. We are starting with an organization and 20 employees are there and one manager is there. All 20 will not work forever. So some people may work for some 1 or 2 months. After that they will leave. Some may only work for some 6 months. After that they will leave. So then there will be few vacancies will be. So when there is vacancy, again we have to fill up that post. So this process will be continuing. So that is called as staffing. Then directing means that giving instructions to the people. Okay, so these employees are coming and sitting here. Until and unless we are telling, this manager has to come and tell something. See, for example, if you are students and you are sitting there and no teacher is coming. Until and unless a teacher comes, what you will do? Huh? You will sit and talk. You will not do any job, or you will not do any studies. Until and unless a teacher comes and tell you that you have to start studying, or we are going to study this topic, or any instruction is given by the teacher. So until and unless you receive an instruction, you don't do any job. So that is the common nature. Anyway, it is not the fault of you. It is the human nature, you know. Anybody, if you are calling, see for example, if you wanted to do some job, okay, and you called some person to do the job at your home. So some laborers, so you called some 5 laborers, and you told them that you come at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they are coming, they will come and they will be sitting there at 8 o'clock. And you did not go there and you did not tell them what they have to do. What they will do? They will sit there and they will talk there and they will relax, enjoy, isn't it? So that's all. They are not going to do any work. When they will do the work, you have to go and tell them that you do this job, isn't it? So you see like 5 people are there, see if some construction work is there, like the plastering job is going on there. So that laborers, when they come, we have to give them instruction that you do this job, isn't it? So one mason is there, 2 supporters are there. So we will have to tell them that you do this job, this is supposed to be done, you will do the plastering of that, you bring the sand and you bring the cement. So you have to tell different people what work they have to do, isn't it? So this is called directive, giving them instructions to do. You understand? And the last step of this one is called as a controlling. Controlling means that, see like as I told you, see if I am coming in the class and giving instruction that you study, and if I go, what will happen? You will study, isn't it? You will sit and study next week, isn't it? Will you study? No, you will not study. So same way, if employees are there, and if a manager is coming or supervisor is coming and give them instruction that you have to do this much job is there, you have to complete this much task, this is your work that you have to do, appointed different people and given them task. And he went. What will they do? They will simply sit there. You know, they are not going to do. So controlling is needed. How the controlling will be done? They will evaluate. You know, after 1 hour he will come and check what work is done. Isn't it? So plastering is done there, or they are there and they are doing the plastering job. So that sometimes father will go and see there, or he will send some people, some teachers or somebody, and need it? Okay. So he will come and he will give instruction and tell them that you do this job. After 1 hour or 2 hours, he will go and see what work is done there. Isn't it? How much work is completed. And he also know that how much work is to be done in this, like 1 hour is there. So how much work can be done in 1 hour? We have a standard work, isn't it? So we will be comparing the work, like how much, or it's like if there are 20 people are there or 10 people are there. So we will, I am giving you, see like some products you have to make. Okay. So all the instruction, all the things are given, machines, everything is there. All of you are start doing the job. So and there will be a supervisor, so he will come and say that you can start the job. So after 1 hour, he will see how many you have done. Isn't it? So you might have completed 3 products, another one have completed 4 products, maybe another person has completed only 2, another one has completed only 1. Isn't it? So we will evaluate. So we know, see like how much time is required for doing a job. See for example, for doing one job, one product, for manufacturing one product, 15 minutes are required. So in an hour, 4 products have to be completed. Isn't it? So we will calculate, we will see whether this person has done this job or not, how much he has completed. Okay. So one person has completed only 3, and one person has completed only 4, and one person has completed 4. Sorry, one person has completed 4, another person has completed 5. So there was a target, isn't it? So if there are, like we can say like A, B and C, 3 employees are there. Okay. And 1 hour, 4 works are to be done. This is the standard job. Okay. And you can see that one employee has done 2, another one has done maybe 4, and another one has done 5. Okay. Do you understand? So then we have to check it. So which employee is the best one? C. We can say C, but we have to check the quality also. You have done 5, it doesn't mean that he is the best one. Okay. So if he has done 5, out of 5, 2 are defective products. And he has done 4, and all the 4 are correct, good products. And this fellow also has done, or this fellow also 4 products he made, and in that maybe 1 product is defective product. And he did not only 2 products he produced, but all the 2 are good products, high quality, good quality products are. Okay. Now we have to reduce this. Then only we will. And you can say, so you said that he is the best one. Is it no? But he is the lowest one, we can say. Is it no? Because he produced 5 and in that 2 are waste one. Is it no? So there is huge loss of raw materials are lost, time is lost, machinery is lost, all equipments, everything, work of those, everything is lost. Is it no? So his production is 3 and this fellow he produced 4 and we can say he is one of the best one. Okay, but still our target was not achieved. You know, 4 products have to be completed, 4 products of proper quality. Is it no? So then we have to find out what may be the reason behind that. So that is the process of controlling. You understand? So we have to find out what is the actual work done and what is the standard work, what work we are supposed to do. And we will make comparison between these two. You know, what is the actual work to be done and what is the standard work. So when we find out this, when we make the comparison, then we can understand that there is a deviation, changes. Isn't it? And we will evaluate the deviation and we will also check whether the deviation is tolerable or not. It is adjustable. And if it is tolerable, see like if one person he has produced almost 4 products, he has produced, one is defective product but also other 3 are okay. So we can say that this person is somewhat tolerable. Isn't it? Somewhat okay. And if we are giving, so these 2 people are there, he produced only 2, he is very slow in working. And he is very fast, but he produced 2 defective products. Okay, he achieved the target, but products are not of good quality. So what is required is that we need to give them training. We have to train them. So all these type of works are done in the controlling. Okay, in management, control means that in order to achieve the desired objectives efficiently, economically and successfully, the real progress of the work should be assessed from time to time so that the actual progress of the work is in accordance with the expected progress. Under controlling, deviations are sought to be noticed in the actual work progress and the standards already determined. The causes of deviations are found out and corrective action is taken so that in future the mistakes are not repeated. In short, the chief function of controlling is to ensure actual progress with relevance to the objectives. Do you understand? So this is the process of controlling. The work of controlling means that we have to check the actual work, how much work is being done. Okay, what is the actual work done and we have to compare with the standard. So we have already decided we have a standard work is there, this much work has to be done. Or like a product, imagine let's say like if a product, every product has a standard quality, isn't it? So that quality is maintained or not, that quality we have, how the product reached to the that standard or not, that we have to check it. And after checking, if it is matching with the standard, then there is no problem. But if there is a variation, if there is a difference, as I told you, there is a difference between the actual work and the desired job. If there is a variation, then we will calculate how much is the deviation. And we will find out, we will try to find out what is the reason behind this deviation. Why this fellow? See, like he produced only 2. Okay, so what is the problem? Why he has produced only 2? So there may be some reasons, you know. First thing, he may not be experienced worker. Okay, so if he is not an experienced worker, we have to give them training. And sometimes his machine may be working very slowly. He is good at working, but the machine which he is working with is not working properly, or it is very slow in working. So we have to update. Either if it is possible to repair the machine, we have to repair the machine, or we have to change the machine. Isn't it? Or any repairing work, adjustment of that has to be done. And sometimes the availability of raw material may not be there. So he was ready to work, but the availability of raw material was not there. So that is why he may be low. So there are maybe different reasons. Do you understand? So we have to find out what is the reason, exactly what is the reason, and after that we have to find out, or we have to find a solution for that. So that is the controlling process. Now let us study the definitions. Okay, different scholars have defined controlling differently. following are some of the definitions given by some scholars. According to Philip Kotler, controlling is the process of taking steps to bring actual results and desired results closer together. Okay. So this is the process of making the actual results. Now in reality what is our production is there, or what is the actual work is there, and what is our desired work. Okay. So we make a comparison between these two and making it like you see, like this is the desired work and this is the actual work. So we have to make the actual with the connection with the desired work. Which this person has to be motivated to work for. He should produce for products. Do you understand? So we have to make them do such type of work. So that is the work of controlling. And there is another definition given according to Dale Henning. Controlling is a process of bringing about conformity of performance with the planned action. Conformity means the matching or making both are together. So connecting with the actual work with the standard work. So we have a standard work, we have planned the work, and the actual work is this one. So it should reach, both should match. So that has to be done. So among these, any one definition you can study. And next we have to study is about the features of controlling. The features of controlling can easily be understood from the following facts. Controlling is a fundamental management function. There are many functions of management like planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Out of all these functions, controlling is the most important. If controlling is executed, all other functions of excluded, all other functions of management are rendered meaningless. So see here, we can say that there are so many works or so many process of control management is there. Okay, many functions are there, like we study planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Controlling is the last one. And out of this, we can say that controlling is the most important one. Okay, so we can say that controlling is the most important task. Why it is? Because if controlling is not done, see, like if we are planning, we have planned that. See, like we will make 1 hour, we will make 4 units, and in a day, imagine that if 5 hours work is done, so 20 products in a day we will produce. And if there are 10 employees, 200 products in a day we can produce with 10 employees, isn't it? So 200 produce, if you are producing 200 products in one day, then 6 days in a week we can produce, and 1200 products in a week we can produce. So such a way we will calculate the targets we are planning, isn't it? And all the things the planning is done, and accordingly we have organization setup is made, like 10 employees can be seated and they can work, and the machines and all everything is arranged accordingly. People are appointed for that purpose, and their staffing also is done, instruction also is given. But after the instruction, if the actual work is this one, okay, and we don't do anything, okay, we don't do controlling, then what happens? Will we be able to achieve the targets? No, we cannot achieve the objective, isn't it? So we have made a plan that we will achieve 4 units, but the actual production is 2 units. Okay, so there are 3 employees in this organization, so if there are 3 are there, so 12 products are supposed to be produced. 12 good quality products, we are expecting that 12 products have to be produced. But here we can say that 8 products only are produced. Isn't it? 1 labor's work is wasted here. Isn't it? So 3 labors are there. So 4 units each, 12 products are supposed to be produced. Isn't it? So but actually how many products are there? 3 and 2 products are there. Total 8 products are there. So this 8 product is supposed to be produced by 2 employees. Isn't it? So 1 employee is producing 4, supposed to be produced by 2 employees. And 1 employee's work is not added at all. So when 3 employees are there. And if 30 employees are there, you can see 10 employees work is not added at all. Isn't it? So if this work is going on like that, then the company will be failing. Isn't it? We will be facing loss. So that is why we say that controlling is very much important. So the next topic is that it is the pervasive function. The controlling is a pervasive function of management as it is performed in all organizations. and at all managerial levels. It is the function of management under which every manager at every level assures that the actual progress is in conformity with the plans. So, pervasive function means applicable to almost all the cases. Okay. So, in every aspect or every cases, this can be applicable. Okay. So, like it is for top level management also it is required, middle level management it is required, and lower level management. In every levels of management it is required. And also whatever may be the type of company or whatever may be the type of organization it is. If it is like industry or marketing, like sales company is there, or whatever may be the type of company that they are having. In every type of company, this controlling is very much essential. Okay, so that is why we call it as a pervasive. We already studied the word pervasive, isn't it? Okay, so that is a pervasive function. And controlling is a continuous activity. Control does not mean any activity which is performed only for once or is repeated after a long interval, but it is needed at all times. Under controlling, the process has to be assessed continuously. So this controlling process has to be done continuously. Just doing once or just as I told you, is I am giving you instruction that you have to study, and you will not study, you know. So you will study maybe for some 10 minutes or 20 minutes maximum. Or in the beginning, like if you are coming to the 12th class, you are having a very good desire, and in the beginning you are having a very nice objective that this year I will score very good mark, like that, and all planning and all is done, you know. But after that you start studying, and after a few classes are going on, then after that Corona came, you know. Then after that classes are not there. Then you thought that this 1 month class will not be there anyhow, we will enjoy now, and after 1 month we will study. Then 1 month over, 2 months over, almost 6 months are over. Corona continues, you know. So now we thought like that, you know. So when towards the end of the time, we may be thinking that now we will study, or when the exam date is coming, at that time we will think, we will study. So then there may not be sufficient time for studying also. So then the expected result will not be there. You know. So if we are not, so the controlling process has to be done continuously. You know. So like every day or every time it has to be done. So like if you are studying, so if regarding your studies, if you consider, like if you have made a target that I will score maybe like 90% marks. Okay, 90% you made a target. Okay, so you made a target of 90% mark, and in first like periodical test 1 completed, and you got 70%. Okay, so this is the standard work or the desired percentage, and this is the actual percentage. Isn't it? So there is a deviation. Variation is there. Isn't it? So when there is a deviation, what you have to do? You have to find what is the reason behind it. Isn't it? So you have to find the reason behind the deviation. So you will come to know that, see, like if like different subjects are there. So in different subjects, which subject you are having less mark, and what is the reason that you are getting less mark in that, you will find out that. You know, see, like if you think that the accountancy mark is very low, or business studies mark is very low, okay, and accountancy mark is very low because you have not done the problems. You know, so you did not solve many problems. You try to study theoretical portions, but many of the questions are like this type of questions came, problems are there, then you are unable to solve it, or time management was not done properly, so there may be some problem. Business also some kind of problems are there, like mostly case study questions are there, so you did not prepare much for the case study questions, so that is why you got very less mark, and you were reading the questions there and spending so much of time, and you could not complete all the answers, so such a way you wasted. So you understood there are some problems, isn't it? Then you have to work on that problem, isn't it? So you try to solve this problem. Okay, again you have to work on it. Every day you have to keep to it. So you see, like if you are planning like in 1 day, see for example you thought that you will study 3 hours every day. Okay, 3 hours. 3 hours, how many subjects are there for you? 6 subjects are there, isn't it? 5. Okay, 5 subjects. Okay, then 2.5 hours. Okay, 2.5 hours you will study every day, even if Corona is there or not there, whatever may be there, you will study for 2.5 hours. So if 2.5 hours is there, 5 subjects are there, you can spend 30 minutes for each class. Each subject, like English you will study for half an hour, Hindi you will study for half an hour, business studies you will study half an hour, accountancy you will study for half an hour, and economics you will study for half an hour. So 2.5 hours if you spend. Or if you want to have, you can have more time, but at least this much if you study. But what happens? You made a plan that I will study like this, and all the things you have planned. But after some time again, this plan may not be working. Sometimes you may go for some other work, and after that you cannot get time for studying. So you see to it that the work is not going on according to the plan that you have made. So every time you have to make changes. Isn't it? Once if you made a plan and if you are going on just as it is, then it will not be coming into success. So every day or every time we have to make like see like today I studied only 2.5 hours, we have planned to study, but 2 hours only today I studied. So you have to find out what is the reason. Next day you have to try to study that, or the portion that is taught. Every day how much portion is covered, that portion is you just study and go, then you will be able to reach to this level. Okay? Do you understand? So you need to do, and the workers also the same way it is there. So every worker is there. So today 1 hour work is completed, and he, as I told you, see like 1 hour he did the job and 2 work only did. So then 4 as the target, not achieved the target. Then we will tell them that you improve the work. Isn't it? After that he next day or next hour he may be producing 3 units. So little bit of improvement is there. Again you motivate him and train him nicely, and after that next day he may be producing 4 units. So he reached the target. Okay? Then reach the target, very nice. Let him continue like that. If you leave him like that, then what will happen? He will go again, continue reducing the output. He will not do constant. So every time, every hour or every day we have to check this one and find out the reason. All this process has to be continued. Okay, so we have to check the actual work, how much is there, comparison of that one with the standard, how much variation is there. All these things has to be done. Do you understand? So it is a continuous activity. Then next one, controlling is both the beginning and the end of the process of management. Another one is that controlling is the beginning as well as the end. Isn't it? So it is like a circle. So in the process of management is just like a circle. So it is just like a circle like that. So there, one place is process, planning is there, then organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. Okay. So in this way, if it is written, can you say which is the first one and which is the last one? We cannot say. We cannot exactly say which is the first one and which is the last one. If you start from there, this is the first one, and when it comes back, this is the last one. So that is why we call it as controlling as the beginning as well as the end. Okay. So when controlling is done, then the need of planning will be there. Okay. So we found that the controlling is done. When controlling is done, we found that there are some deviations. So we found that there are some things are not going according to the plan that we have made. Then what we have to do? Again we have to do planning. Isn't it? Again we have to do planning. After that again we have to do organizing. Then staffing, directing, again controlling. Okay. Then after controlling, second step of controlling is done. Then also again we find that some problems are there still. Isn't it? So this process has to be continued. All this process will be. So you might have studied. When you studied about the features of planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, all 5 features you might have seen, continuous process it is written. Isn't it? Have you noticed? If you have not noticed, you go home and you search for the features of all the things, like planning features, organizing features, staffing features, controlling features, every features you check it. In that features, one point will be there, that is continuous process. It is everywhere it is. Isn't it? All the processes are continuous. So that is by this day. So that is why we say that controlling is the beginning as well as the end. Okay. The need of control is felt both at the beginning and at the end of the process of management. So we need the beginning. At the beginning, we need to see to it that controlling is to be done, and at the end also. So again, the same process will start: planning, organizing, staffing, directing. So it will continue like that. It's just like works like a wheel. And controlling is related to results. Controlling is related to the results because we assess progress on the basis of results and take corrective action and finding out the deviation. So this one, the controlling activity is done not for any like the work that you are doing, how you are doing the work or anything is not calculated, but we consider the output or the result, isn't it? Because I told you when you are taking the result of your percentage, percentage of your result is calculated. How much time you studied or how did you study, all these things are not considered. Do you understand? How much mark you have secured, that is the most important thing that you are. So how much percentage is there? So see, for example, when you are getting the certificate when you are having, so like your board exam when it is completed, whatever you have studied, like from first standard onwards, you may be the topmost student or best student in the class. Okay, so you were the top student in the class, and first class you got that first rank, second class also, third class also, up to 11th class you got first rank. But in 12th class, like Corona came and you thought that you will study afterwards and you will say enjoyed, and afterwards you got the mark, very low mark. Is there any benefit? Is there any benefit of getting first rank in the first class, second class and all? No benefit is there. What you are going to get in 12th class, that is going to be the final one. That is also not the final one, means, but that is at least having some validity at least. Do you understand? So you may be thinking that say like I complete to 12th class and with that my education is over. No, isn't it? It is like your 12th class certificate is just an like an entry ticket for degree. After that, this is waste paper. You don't have any use. Do you think that, see, like when my father was studying, at that time he used to tell me, he told that 10th class certificate. So 10th class pass means he is highly educated person. And they will get Sarkari job. They will be getting government job. If you complete at least 10th class certificate, and if you go for some other additional studies like some courses and also, my father had completed 10th class and after that he stopped studying. So there are some TTC one course is there. So at that time 1 year one course was there. So if you had done that course and applied for government teaching, he would have got job. But he did not go for that. And that time the people were just like that. So they just have to pass the 10th class, that's all. So now 10th class passed means any value is not there, isn't it? If you are having degree also, you are not going to get a job. It is not easy, isn't it? So it is just like that. So you have to work hard and try to achieve something, isn't it? So like this, 12th class, if final result, what is the final result? That is having more value. How much you worked, or imagine that it's like recently I have watched some videos in that there are some people like they are like running and all, isn't it? So those who are running and till the end, till the last moment, just before the final line, they were leading. But at that time, just see like 1 or 2 meters just away from the final line, somebody crossed and he reached first. So who will get first prize? If like 1000-meter race is there, in that 950 meters one fellow was leading, and last 50 meter another person came and he will get the first prize, isn't it? You understand? Nobody will consider that I was leading 950 meters first and last only 50 meters he became the first. No, any of this one. Isn't it? Final line who is crossing, that is the only thing that is considered. Isn't it? So like in controlling also we consider the output, final output. What is the result? You understand? Okay. So this is based on the result and what is the actual result, and we will compare the actual result with the standard result. And when we make the comparison, we can understand that there are some kind of variations, some deviations will be there. So these deviations will be evaluated and and they will check whether what is the reason behind this one. So if there is any kind of like if any intolerable type, any simple reasons are there, then say like power failure is there, or like if a person is every day means every day he is achieving the target, one day he could not achieve maybe because of some problem. So then there is no need of giving any punishment or any type of things, activity is not necessary, isn't it? But another worker is there who is not performing the work, means he is not performing or he is not achieving the target any time at all. Then we have to find out the reason. You understand? So that we have to study in detail.